If you're seriously interested in becoming a bookie, then it's important to know how much money you'll need to get your new business up and running. Truthfully, it really doesn't take much money to get started, but it's always good to have some type of bankroll before you begin, because you need to be prepared to pay your players if they win. Keep watching to find out how much you'll need and how you can become a bookie. Startup costs. The exact amount of money that you'll need to become a bookie can actually vary, and that mainly depends on how many players you plan to have betting with you, and how much you plan to allow them to wager on each game when you begin. Obviously, if you have 10 or 20 players and you're going to let them bet $500 to $1,000 a game, then you better be prepared to have a large bankroll saved up. Yes, over the long term, players are going to lose when they gamble on sports. However, you always need to be prepared to have money on the side for the weeks that they do end up winning. Players are going to win sometimes, and if you want to make that money back and more, always be able to pay them fully and quickly. Getting started. If you're looking to be a bookie and you have under 10 players, or are just starting out from scratch and your players have low limits of $300 or less, then your bankroll can be very minimal. If it's just a couple players and they are betting small, then a small bankroll of $500 to $1K will be more than sufficient to get started. Obviously, your players could start off and immediately just start losing on the first few weeks of betting, and then you won't even have to have money on the side, but instead just collect the losses. Clearly though, the more money you have set aside for paying your players, the better prepared you will be if they win, and the bigger swings you will be prepared to handle when starting out. Remember, the best way to have your player bet more and lose more is to pay them quickly on the occasions they win. However, even if you don't have that much money saved, this shouldn't discourage you from becoming a bookie. Instead, this just means you should start with much lower limits for your players so you can build up your business. Securing funding. One other suggestion for new bookies, if they're worried about having money to pay their players, is to use a pay-per-head website such as www.aceperhead.com that specifically has a global max payout feature that can be applied to all wagers placed through their website. This unique feature allows agents to set a max payout on each wager that their players place, which can help agents to be protected from players winning more than they can afford to pay. This is a good feature to utilize, especially if you're just starting out as a bookie and have limited funds to work with. Does becoming a bookie sound like the right career for you? Then get in touch and let us help you find success as a sports bookie. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.